Okay, so today we'll understand the development of concept of technological determinism from Thorstein Veblen's point of view. So first we need to understand what technological determinism means. It means that it is a theory that technology development is the principal driver of societal changes, often occurring in an autonomous, inevitable manner. So basically it states that whenever a new technology arrives in the market or is innovated, then if it's a significantly different one, then it essentially drives societal changes and even sometimes economic structures, which is basically inevitable. It occurs in an inevitable manner because you can't avoid, if it improves efficiency by a large extent, then you can't afford to not incorporate it in existing institutions. It assumes that technology is not merely a product of society but a key force reshaping social structures, cultural norms, and individual behaviors. Technology dictates societal change, leaving little room for human agency. For example, how the printing press changed the worldview of literacy and how new standards were established for reporting, etc. So, Thorstein Veblen was an influential economist, best known for his critique of capitalism and the development of concept of technological determinism. Some of his key ideas and impacts are: technology as a driver of change. He proposed the term technological determinism, and that technology is indeed the primary force reshaping economic structures and societal evolution. He believed that technological progress occurs through an inherent logic or momentum, often operating independently of human interventions or intentions, industrial society, and economic behavior. He highlighted how technological advancements disrupt traditional economic and social systems. So yeah, this is a thing that if a large enough advancement occurs, then it changes and challenges the existing systems. In his seminal work, The Theory of Leisure Class, Veblen critiqued the wastefulness of conspicuous consumption, contrasting it with the productivity-driven ethos of industrial technology. So here comes his anti-capitalistic views. So he basically states that this term, wastefulness of conspicuous consumption, is as explained. It describes the spending on luxury items which are actually aimed at signaling wealth and prestige rather than the basic needs or functional use. So luxury goods, you can take examples of expensive watches or whatever. These are aimed at actually showing your wealth or show off or whatever, rather than a basic need. So he believes that such behavior is intrinsically wasteful. Now, why he believes so is that because the production of such goods use up natural resources which could have otherwise been utilized for functional goods, essential goods that are actually useful. So land and labor and natural resources go into the production of goods that aren't even necessary. Tension between technology and institution. Veblen argued that societal institutions, example political systems or norms, often lag behind technological progress, creating friction and inefficiencies in the adaptation process. So this happens all the time. A new technology occurs, then some institutions, especially the government and public sector institutions, are very slow to adapt it. For example, BSNL in India still hasn't properly set up the 4G infrastructure, while the private sector is enhancing 5G infrastructure currently. Industrial technology disrupted the traditional dominance of the leisure class. So before the Industrial Revolution, the more of the economy was agriculture based. So industrial technology like steam engine, etc., disrupted this pre-existing dominance of the leisure class. People shifted from rural places to urban sectors. Basically, urban sectors were established around the places of factories and industries, because as they provided waged labor to the firms. So technological change was that mechanized production, mass manufacturing, and new transport and communication system was established. The disrupted institutions included land-owning aristocracy and leisure class lost their dominance. So before this revolution, people who owned a significant amount of land, or the people with generational wealth, were the more aristocrats and the leisure class. But the new power holders after the revolution were industrial entrepreneurs, people with innovative solutions, engineers and technical experts. Economic impact shift from agrarian wealth, that is the generational wealth and land basically, to industrial production. New industrial firms dominated markets. Social impact: decline of status from inherited leisure, rise of status from actual industrial achievement. Pretty self-explanatory. Institutional change: creation of new industrial laws, labor systems, and corporate structures. So, as more people moved into such areas, such urban areas, and more people were employed in waged labor, so new laws, industrial laws, labor systems, labor unions, and all of those structures came into place. The impact of such ideas influenced subsequent economic and sociological theories, particularly in areas analyzing the interplay between technology, labor, and capital. His focus on how industrial innovations reorganize production, labor dynamics, and capital distribution set the stage for later discussions in institutional economics and critical sociology. The concept of technological determinism continues to be a cornerstone in understanding the role of technology in shaping historical and contemporary societal changes. His work remains a vital reference point for scholars to study the socio-economic implications of technological progress. So that's it for today. Thank you.